Kate.
I'm Ebong.
And I'm Sonya. And today we're dishing with you from 19th, which is sort of like a golf thing apparently. I look like Tiger Woods, so that's my golf knowledge, and that's where it ends.
19th is located at 1900 I Street, and it is a golf-themed place.
See, and I thought it was like the 19th street reference.
That too, it's both. It's
wait,
both.
so how many holes are in a golf course?
There's 18, and then afterward, when you go to the 19th hole,
okay, I see, okay.
it's the bar.
I get it.
Or the restaurant.
That's the hole that I'm the best at.
That's why we're enjoying our wings, our salad, and our chicken pesto club.
We can't take this one anywhere.
Sorry.
Nightmare. Our guest today is Aparna Nancherla.
That's right.
See, I Italianized it a little bit. I tend to roll. I'm not, it sounded a little funny the way I said it, but it's.
You Italianized the Indian name?
I did. I butchered it. She's
sort of,
Indian.
it's the same thing, Sonya. Sort of, my people.
But it's funny the way I said it, but you're actually a comedian.
She's actually funny.
Great segue. I worked in it for a couple of years. And so tell us about how long you've been in. Yeah. How long have you been in comedy?
I've been in comedy for 4.5 years. I started in this area. I've pretty much stayed here. I'm actually moving in a week to LA.
Oh, she's hitting the big time.
I love LA. What are you doing in LA?
I'm just gonna try to pursue comedy. The two cities that kind of are the places to move are New York or LA, so it's one or the other.
And our people like it where it's warm, and LA is warmer.
DC's not funny?
No.
DC's great. I mean, I've been here for the whole time I've done comedy, so I can't complain about it, but it's not an entertainment industry town.
Do you get this a lot? When people find out you're a comedian, they say, tell me a joke.
Oh yeah.
Tell me something funny.
That is a classic line.
And what do you say to that?
I'm usually like, I'm not on the clock right now.
Or I'm looking at you and that makes me laugh.
Feel free to use that or not.
Just write it down.
So what genre of comedy do you do then? Is it slapstick, straight face?
It's not slapstick. It's more observational and sort of just my things that happen to me, my take on the world. Semi-absurdist, but
cultural. There's some cultural influences too.
A little bit.
Like growing up.
Because she's brown, you're gonna ask her that.
Of course. I'm browner than you are. Put together.
Kind of to that, but not exactly. There aren't a lot of female comedians, and the ones that are, the ones we think of that are on like late night TV shows or whatever, are very kind of raunchy. So, what kind of comedy is it that you're doing?
I wouldn't say I'm that raunchy. I'd have to say I'm a little bit cleaner, but it's just very much like my worldview. Things that happen to me, like funny anecdotes and like my ideas, but it's not a lot of sex.
Okay.
Not a lot of sex. Not ever, but like in your comedic thing.
On stage.
Yeah, on stage.
Does this also happen where people try and be funny to you in the hopes that they can match your humor? Because I feel like we're trying really hard to match your funniness. Like you're funny naturally, and you're doing that for a career. So are people always like, here's another bad joke in hopes of fitting in?
Well, I think sometimes they're intimidated to try to be funny, so that's why they're like, you tell me a joke. But also from doing comedy, a lot of my friends are now comics, so I think it's just this default jokiness you have with other comics where you just kind of banter about things.
So do you have a comedic icon? Is there somebody that like you want to be like?
There's a lot of comedians I like. I don't know if any of them are like, mainstream enough that everyone would know who they are, but like one of my favorites is Maria Bamford, who does like a lot of voices and characters, and that's like someone I really look up to.
And you're talking about obviously someone you look up to, but also you said you hang out with a lot of other comics as well. And it's funny because I was going to ask, does that world really exist? Because I watch a TV show on FX where the comedian on that show always hangs out with other comics. They're all his friends, and they do stuff together.
Louis
C.K. Louis C.K. So
that's like very true to life.
And I was wondering if that was true.
It is kind of a weird lifestyle where you go out at night, you're out at late a lot, so most of your social circle becomes other comedians because you can't really make plans with other people.
Like bartenders and cocktail waitresses.
So did you have a day job when you were here in Washington?
I did. I just recently left it when I was getting ready to move. But I worked at a magazine at a non-profit trade association.
So was it before Last Comic Standing, which you were on? Was it before that or during that you decided to make a go of this and leave your job?
Last Comic Standing was actually a couple of years ago, so it took me a while to kind of make the leap. Comedy's weird because there's not always one thing that happens where you're like, okay, I can quit my job now. It's hard to kind of support yourself because you never know where your next paycheck is necessarily going to come from. So it was kind of, you just have to take that leap of faith eventually. So I did Last Comic a few years ago, but I didn't think I was quite ready. And then like a few years later, now I'm kind of at the point where...
So how did the cast... Sorry, I was going to say, how did the casting go for Last Comic? In that, what prompted you to actually go to casting and think that you could pull this off? And also, what was the experience like?
Well, I actually did this other program called NBC Stand Up for Diversity, which is like a kind of a search for diverse comedians, people that might, not fit into the, mainstream. And I did that, and then that kind of got me the Last Comic Standing audition. And I went through New York. I did in New York because I don't think they came to DC this season. I did it. And I made it through to the night showcase, and I did that. And then I didn't end up going to the semifinals, but you still get like a TV credit just from that first round. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was the biggest thing I had done since I started. So
now you're getting accolades in Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, I did this festival booked by the guy who actually books the Letterman show, and he also does this like yearly submission to Reader's Digest of like people he thinks are up and comers. So he like submitted my name for that this year, so it panned out. I was lucky.
It's very nonchalant. Like,
I know.
Lucky and
I'm a funny gal.
There's a lot of luck involved with comedy.
Well, how do you know when you've sort of made it as a comic? What is the ultimate of being a comic?
That's the thing, it's kind of different now because I think in the old days when it was like there were less comedians to begin with, there was no YouTube, like you couldn't just like upload yourself being funny. There was just like the Carson show, and if you got on there you were suddenly on everyone's radar. But now there's just like so much media and like so many ways to get your stuff out there that I think it's harder to find like one thing that's like I've made it. I think like for me just like a goal in general is to be able to support myself full time just with comedy.
It's a pretty good goal.
Yeah.
And you want to have your own show out in LA.
That would be great.
Do you write? You also write as well?
I write too, yeah. I'm a big writer. I'm trying to get more into, like screenwriting.
Okay.
Well, you may have right here the next woman Indian Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes.
That is a
That's right
very slim sort of subset of the comedy spectrum there.
Very specific.
It may just
Good
be
black
us
people
two
too.
and Mindy Kaling, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's she's sort of.
You see, there's more than we thought, and we're funnier than we thought, or maybe not. You tell us what you think of this episode. We've been it's been a great pleasure having a
Feel free to use all of this uncomfortability in your program.
Going in the act.
And you can follow us on Twitter at The District Dish, or be our fan on Facebook at facebook.com/The District Dish. Thanks as always for watching, and come see who we're laughing with next time.
We're laughing at.
Mostly it's me.